up, everybody? It's Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and it's Cynthia, Arivo, and Ariana Grande singing Defying Gravity at the Oscars.
Somewhere.
Ooh, it's a medley. I didn't watch this live, by the way.
The rainbow, way up high.
Obsessed with the dress. Ooh, obsessed with that high. Kind of wish she did chest voice in Theirs, though. Theirs. That was head voice, and it was a little struggle bussish. Theirs would have been nicer. Listen again. Yeah, she could have done chest there.
That I've heard of once in a lullaby.
Yes, perfect, queen.
Somewhere.
Love the whet.
Over the rainbow.
So it's interesting, now she's in chest, and she's doing somewhere, which is great because it's a cushion on the top note, but then she went over. So she actually went to the diphthong there, which was unnecessary, but also stylistically really pretty. And then I love what she did on the bow part of Rainbow. Listen again. Hey guys, sorry for the pause, but I wanted to announce that I am officially on Patreon. I'm offering this because a lot of my reactions have been getting blocked, which is super annoying. So inside Patreon, you're gonna get all of those blocked videos that I couldn't post publicly on YouTube, fan voted videos, behind the scenes footage, and lots of other exclusive fun goodies. So become a member today and check it out. Now, back to the video. Yes, okay. So I love how she did these twin little diphthongs. If you hear it, over the rainbow. Really nice, and it's unnecessary actually to do diphthongs. However, stylistically, it adds a different sonic texture and even volume quality to a single vowel that could have just been one, and it makes it two different. So it's like kind of the idea is, oh well, you know, if one is good, then two is better, sort of thing. And she doesn't need to do that. Like, she could have sang it regularly, which would have been over the rainbow, and that would have been fine too. But I do like, because it's at the beginning of the song, the ooh is a smaller, more contained vowel, and therefore it sort of contains the bigness that I'm sure she will grow into as they move into the more beefy part of the songs.
Skies are blue.
Ooh, I love that jazzy rendition there.
And the dreams that you dare.
She just looks like a ballerina, doesn't she?
Really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star.
Very
and
relaxed.
wake up where the clouds are
Clouds. Did you hear that? Guys, these are the small little 1% nuances that differentiate the singers from the artists. And if you're watching this, you have to appreciate these small little nuances, and if you're a singer, put them into practice for yourself. Someday I'll wish upon a star. Very light and just tiptoey on the melody. And wake up where the clouds, C-A-L-O-U-D-S, not and wake up where the clouds. That's nice, but it's so much more percussive in a very in-the-pocket way to go, and wake up where the clouds are far. It's like the listener's ear doesn't know why that sounds so great, but it does. And I'm here to tell you why it sounds so great. It's the A, it's the hidden A. Classical Italian aria singers are masters at this. She's taking a really classic trick that has been used of old, and she's putting it smack dab in the middle of something so contemporary, and it's so effective, and I love it so much. Yes, change from head to chest. Yes.
But troubles melt like lemon drops.
Yes.
Way above
Growing.
the chimney
Tension.
tops. That's where
Chest.
you
Yes.
find
Full chest.
me.
Full chest. Love it. Now we're cooking with grease. We are singing full throttle on all cylinders here, and it's so beautiful. It's so freeing. Oh, and I love how she even feels it too. It's just like this release. Somewhere It's so nice, it's so wide, it's so open, and the lyrics are just inviting the singer to do that. So if you're a singer and you're backing off on a spot like this in Over the Rainbow, you're not making the best choice. This is the spot to just like full throttle it open, and she is taking full advantage of that right now.
Over the rainbow,
Oh, cute.
birds fly.
Little muddy, but it's fine. That's improv.
Over the
Oh, look at her makeup, it's stunning.
then why can't I?
I love the conversational way that she's singing this part right here. And that's very Broadway too, by the way. And the way to do that is taking breaths and taking pauses where you would sort of speak it. So, fly over the rainbow, why? Like, why? Why? Then why can't I? It's just very authentic and genuine and sort of transparent. Why can't I, right? Instead of why, then why, which is more formal, and it's just got a lot more I'm on a stage and you're listening to me kind of pedestal-ishness, but like this is just like why? Like I'm looking right at you and I'm having a conversation. And she does a great job at bringing herself to the listener's level eye to eye in this experience vocally. For her, it's really good.
If happy little bluebirds fly,
Love the breath and the tone here.
beyond the rainbow,
Ooh, so good.
why?
Ooh, see, she did it there again. Why? It's just very conversational. It could have been, why, oh, why? But no, why? Also bonus here, because she's keeping it conversational and is able to breathe there, she's also starting the next word off on a very fresh breath. So she has the option then to carry a longer phrase through because she's gotten rid of the why. She's already done that and she's now taking a breath. So actability wise, it's more compelling, but also pedagogically, it's actually smarter as a singer to do that.
Oh, why
Yes.
can't I?
Now that's an interesting place to note. So that's very interesting. We're gonna listen to that last note again. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's not a straightforward head voice note, actually. And it's not definitely not full on chest, but there is an element and like a coloring of mix in that note. There's a little bit of tension in it, which tells me that she's pulling up chest a little bit to make the tone more pure, but it's not as voluminous and big and as tense as that I would be high if you were singing chest. So there's an element to mix here, and I want you to listen closely to see if you can hear it.
Why, oh, why can't I?
Yeah, because then she's able to grow it at the end and make it a little more intense. If it was full head voice, there would have been a break there. So I'm interested. I thought that they were going to do a medley, but actually she went through that in the whole entire song. And now, Queen Cynthia.
Of home, I think of a place
Look at that.
where there's love overflowing.
Her fashion
I
sense
wish
is
I was
second to
home.
none.
I wish I was back there.
Although the nails, I don't know, I
But
couldn't do that.
the things I've been knowing, when that makes the tall grass bend into leaning, suddenly the raindrops that fall, they have a meaning.
Ooh, power.
Sprinkling the sea.
Yes.
Makes it all clean.
Woo! What I love so much about Cynthia's voice is that no matter what she sings, no matter what character she is portraying, she always stays true to the roots of her sound. And the roots of her sound is soul and is a gospel sound and is that powerful chest voice mixed with pristine, crystal cut riffs and runs that just never fail. Like they're just, I don't know if I've ever heard them off, like even a little bit. Not just off in pitch, but I don't think I've really ever heard them off in any kind of timing either. It's mind-blowingly clean. And you're gonna hear more as she continues how she weaves through herself in these characters, and in this specific one, when I watched Wicked, I was astounded at how beautifully, gracefully, and seamlessly she weaves in herself in these characters. And it's just enough because it's not distracting. It's not like, oh, well, you know, she's stuffing a character into herself. No. She's 100% embodied in the character. And she's also like knitting herself into the character so that there's not a loss or a sense of loss in that, but it's almost like this beautiful addition to what's already so fully built out in the character that she's portraying. And she so fully owns the characters that she plays as well. And I find that to be so fascinating, how fully committed to a character she is, and also how fully committed to her sound as a vocalist she is. It's amazing.
Suddenly my world's gone and changed its fate, but I still know where I'm going.
She's like, okay, I'm revving up now a little bit.
I have had my mind spun around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. And I've learned that we must look inside our hearts to find
that vocal cry there. Oh, and it's actually a really smart thing to do as a singer. You singers who do this, you know, when you do a vocal cry and it's well placed, especially when it's on an open mouth vowel, like an ah for hearts, it's actually a tension release. You're still having to lift something, but when you cry it out, your voice gets to just unlift. It just gets to drop real quick, and it creates this almost like laryngeal drop, which is a relaxant, and it's a really nice quick little vocal break on what could be a long held chest melodic line. Now this isn't hard for her to sing at all. She's not doing the vocal break because she needs the break. It's a stylistic thing, but just to let you know as a vocal coach, and if you're watching this as a singer, anytime you feel a little bit of like fatigue or tension or ache, add a cry and let your voice take that quick little split-second break. It's almost like the equivalent of like a sprint, and then you come down on your knees really fast and then you come back up and again. Like, you may not really feel that it's a true break, but as you're running again, you do feel a little more rested, at least for me. And as a singer, I know that works for the cry. Always helps to smile too. Love using that L as a trampoline. Beautiful segue up into chest mix there. Notice how her chin is moving. Now, a lot of people, when I've reacted to Whitney, ask me about this. Like, okay, why does the chin move? Is that bad placement? Does that mean she's not dropped and locked all the way? Let's watch one more time and I'll explain. She does it all the way into the more closed mouth vowel. So let me answer your question by asking you a question. When you're tense, when your neck is tense, are you able to gracefully move it from side to side like this? Or if you tense your neck, does it feel like this? Like, it's really hard to make a graceful movement side to side. If you have movement, you have relaxation. And you would probably guess, even if I didn't tell you, that when you're singing, tension's not your friend unless tension comes from here. That's the only place where tension should exist when you're singing. Not here, not here. If you are dropped and locked, you have much less likely of a chance to move your jaw and undulate it with the vibrato. And that's fine. That's not a bad thing because you have created the most optimal amount of space possible. So you're dropped and locked, right? She was not dropped and locked. But it also wasn't an extreme note for her. And if you've watched this channel, you know the rule. Any extreme note, high or low, needs more space and support, the most space and support. But this is not a really big extreme note for her. She's got an insane range. So this is more like a mid to high range note, which means she doesn't need the most extreme amount of space and support, and therefore she's not dropped and locked. So since she's not dropped and locked, yet she is dropped and she's not tense, there is a movement, an undulation that mirrors the undulation in her vibrato. which is fine. If you're singing and your jaw does this, you're okay. What you need to be more concerned about is if there's tension and strain and pain, and you're just for the sake of not letting your jaw undulate, you're really tensing your jaw and giving yourself more stress than you really need in that note. So if you see singers do this, like Cynthia or Whitney Houston or other singers, I mean, I do it. My jaw moves sometimes if I'm not dropped and locked. If it really bothers you, like aesthetically, then you could drop and lock all the way, and that's also fine technique. But she's not singing with poor technique here because her jaw is moving. Gosh, I want that dress. I want an excuse to go wear that dress somewhere. Ooh, here they go, together at last.
Unlimited. Together we're unlimited.
Limited,
Together
perfect.
we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. Glenn down dreams the way we planned on. If we work in tandem, there's no fight we cannot win.
Prime unison.
Just you and I defying gravity.
Now here is something so cool that happens with pro level singers at a subliminal and even unconscious level. Their vibratos line up. We're gonna listen again. It's not like Cynthia's vibrato is the same exact wavelength as Ariana's, but when you sing with another singer, especially on a pro level, there's just something intrinsically magical that happens when you're really in tune with that other person and your vibratos sync up. And I just love how it happened here, and I want you to listen and appreciate it too.
If we work in tandem, there's no fight we cannot win.
Not quite line up here, but
Just you and I defying
there.
gravity.
So cool.
With you and I defying gravity.
Yes, I love the harmonies.
Never bring us
Never.
down.
Aww. Sing, Cynthia, here we go.
So if you care to find me out to the western sky.
Okay, I'm gonna need to shave because I just got goosebumps all up and down both of my legs. Woo! Okay, here's why I'm obsessed with Cynthia's execution of this part of the song for her. You would think as a singer, when she goes, look, and she does that really high note, that it's harder to anticipate the high note on the E. But for Cynthia, her voice zips up into that E so beautifully and gracefully, it would be more difficult for her to sing me and then take a breath and then sing the look. There's this theory I've always had actually about high notes where it's like a car going up a hill. You have the momentum of the car going up the hill, and it's hard enough to get up the hill, but if you stop midway up the hill, how much harder is it to restart, press the pedal, get the wheels going again to continue? And that's sort of my take on high notes. Like, if you care to find me, look to the western sky. It's that spot between me and look that equals the choice between just continuing the car up the hill, the sound, or stopping, taking a breath, and having to rev that car's engine up again. And she chooses to just keep it trucking up the hill. And I think it's such a smart choice because I do think it costs less vocal dollars to continue a sound and slide up to even a higher note than it does to stop, take a breath, bear down, and get to an even higher note from a complete pause. I think it's genius.
Has someone told me lately?
Love that big beefy tone.
Everyone deserves
There's that cry
a
again.
chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free.
Yes.
To those who ground
love
me,
Ariana's face.
take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying
Such a great number
gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity.
And notice how she self-conducts with the hand. Defying! that mix up there, ooh, that was so well placed, so pointed and poignant. And she also used her hand to get herself up there. That does not stay in full chest at all. It shouldn't, it just shouldn't. It wouldn't, it maybe couldn't. Maybe it could, I don't know. She probably can fully belt that. She's a freak of nature, but you shouldn't. You don't need to. The fi, it lends itself to be a forward placed note, which really wants to be mixed. Listen one more time. Great bass. Oh, so crisp and clean there.
And nobody
I know.
in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is
Sings with such
ever
authority.
gonna bring me down.
Wild. Wildly placed. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The triumph. The triumph. Ah! Jeez. Oh, you're a queen. You are a queen, Cynthia. In a tight bodice, no less. Yes. Unreal. Unreal. Dude. That is royalty right there. That is vocal royalty. Yeah, wow. It was the last part for me. Is ever gonna bring me down all the way to the end? I mean, it was vocal perfection. You want a masterclass on how to place big notes? Just watch that. That's unreal. What I love so much about that, it was so healthy. You could tell she could do that over and over. She was like, yeah, I can do this 8 shows a week for sure. That's amazing. I hope you loved, as much as I did, listening to this vocal masterpiece. And if you're a singer and you're inspired by this and you want to know what your voice can do and maybe what it can't and how to improve what it can't, I got you. All you need to do is click the link me in my description box and get yourself a first lesson with me or one of my coaches at the studio. And if you're not already, join my Patreon community or become a member of my Tara Simon Studios app, where you can be a part of the most amazing worldwide community of singers that there ever was.